My chosen one, pause for a moment and feel this. This is not just another message you randomly came across. This is a divine interruption. Today, on May 18th, something has shifted in the unseen realm, and you were specifically chosen to receive this before midnight. Tomorrow. Not later. Now. Because time, in this very moment, is not just passing, it is revealing. There is something you have been sensing lately, isn't there? A quiet disturbance in your spirit. A feeling you couldn't quite explain. You smiled. You continued your routine. You told yourself everything was fine, but deep down, something felt different. Almost like a whisper brushing against your soul, trying to get your attention. That whisper was not your imagination. That was a signal. Archangel Michael stands near you at this very hour, not as a distant figure, but as a protector who has stepped closer than ever before. His presence is not loud, but it is powerful. And he is not here by accident. He comes with a message that carries urgency, truth, and a warning you cannot afford to ignore. Before midnight strikes, something hidden is going to come into the light. But here is what may shake you. It is not coming from a stranger. It is not coming from someone far away. It is coming from someone close to you. Someone you trust. Someone whose presence feels familiar, safer at least. It used to. You were chosen to hear this now because your spirit is ready, even if your mind is still catching up. There has been a veil, thin but persistent, covering something important in your life. And today, that veil is weakening. The truth is pressing against it, trying to break through. And you are standing right at the edge of that revelation. You feel that slight tension in your chest, that subtle pull in your intuition. That is not fear. That is awareness waking up. That is your soul recognizing that something real is about to unfold. And Archangel Michael is making sure you are not caught off guard when it does. This is not meant to harm you. Understand this clearly. This is meant to protect you. Because what is hidden cannot stay hidden forever, especially not from someone who had been divinely marked to see the truth. And you have been marked. Tonight carries a spiritual weight that is different from other nights. The energy is sharper. The silence speaks louder. And every small detail around you may begin to feel more intense, more noticeable. This is not coincidence. This is alignment. You may begin to notice things you overlooked before. Words that suddenly feel strange. Actions that no longer make sense. Energy that feels slightly off. Do not ignore these signs. They are not here to confuse you. They are here to guide you. Archangel Michael is placing a shield around your heart, not to block truth, but to help you receive it without breaking. Because what is about to be revealed may test your emotions, but it will also set you free. Stay with this message. Do not scroll away. Because what comes next will begin to uncover why this had to reach you today before midnight. There is a reason this moment feels heavier than usual, as if time itself has slowed down just enough for you to notice what has been quietly building beneath the surface. May 18th is not just another date on the calendar. In the spiritual realm, this day carries a frequency of revelation, a crossing point where hidden things begin to lose their power to remain concealed. You were not randomly guided here today. Every step, every delay, every small decision led you to this exact second, because your spirit was being positioned for truth. Archangel Michael wants you to understand something deeply important right now. Divine timing does not rush, but it is never late. What you are about to experience has been held back until you were strong enough to face it. There were moments in the past when you might have noticed fragments, small inconsistencies, or feelings that didn't sit right within you. But at that time, the full truth would have overwhelmed your heart. So it remained hidden, not to deceive you, but to prepare you. Now that preparation is complete, think back over the last few days or even weeks. Have you noticed repeated signs? Maybe certain thoughts kept returning no matter how much you tried to ignore them. Maybe you felt a shift in someone's energy. Subtle, almost unnoticeable, but still there. Or perhaps situations began to unfold in ways that didn't quite add up. These are not coincidences. These are spiritual breadcrumbs, carefully placed to awaken your awareness step by step. Archangel Michael has been working behind the scenes, guarding you, guiding you, and slowly opening your eyes. His role is not only to protect you from harm, but also to reveal truth when the time is right. And right now, that time has come. The veil is thinning, and what was once hidden in shadows is beginning to take shape in the light. You may feel a mix of emotions rising within you: confusion, curiosity, even a slight sense of unease. This is natural. When truth begins to surface, it often disrupts the comfort of what we thought we understood. But do not mistake this feeling for danger. This is not a moment of loss. This is a moment of awakening. There is someone in your life whose energy has not been fully aligned with truth. This does not automatically mean they intended harm, but it does mean something important has been kept from you. Something that affects your path more than you realize. And as midnight approaches, the pressure of that hidden truth is becoming too strong to contain. You are not being asked to confront or accuse. Not yet. What Archangel Michael is guiding you toward is awareness first. Clarity before action. Because when you see clearly, you respond differently. You are no longer reacting from emotion. You are moving with wisdom. Pay attention to your surroundings tonight. The atmosphere may feel different, almost charge you. Conversations may carry deeper meaning. Silences may speak louder than words. Even the smallest interactions could hold clues that point you toward understanding. Stay present. Stay grounded. And most importantly, stay open. You have been given a spiritual advantage in this moment. While others may remain unaware, you are being gently awakened to what is real. This is a gift, even if it doesn't feel like one at first. Because truth, no matter how uncomfortable, always leads to freedom. Archangel Michael is standing as your shield and your guide, ensuring that whatever is revealed does not break you, but instead strengthens you. You are not alone in this. You are being watched over, protected, and prepared for what comes next. And as the hours move closer to midnight, the unseen will continue to shift. What has been hidden will begin to stir. And very soon you will understand why this message had to find you today. There is a quiet truth rising within you now, and it has been there longer than you may realize. It did not begin today. It did not begin yesterday. It began the moment your spirit first sensed that something was not fully aligned. That subtle discomfort you brushed aside, that moment of hesitation you could not explain, that inner voice you almost ignored, all of it was the beginning of this awakening. You were never truly unaware. You were only waiting. Archangel Michael is illuminating your intuition at this very moment, strengthening that inner knowing so you can no longer doubt what you feel. This is not about suspicion. This is about clarity. Your spirit recognizes truth long before your mind is ready to accept it. And now, the distance between what you feel and what you understand is beginning to close. Have you noticed how certain interactions recently have left you feeling unsettled? Not in an obvious way, but in a way that lingers. Words that sounded right, but felt wrong. Smiles that seemed genuine, yet carried a hidden weight. energy that shifted the moment you became fully present. These are not illusions. These are signals. The person connected to this hidden truth is someone who exists within your emotional circle. Someone whose presence has influence in your life, whether through closeness, routine, or trust. This is why your spirit have been so sensitive. It recognizes that this is not distant. This is near. This matters. But listen carefully. This is where your strength is required. Archangel Michael is not asking you to react with fear or anger. He is asking you to observe with awareness. Because when truth reveals itself, it does not need force. It simply needs recognition. There is a difference between what is said and what is meant, between what is shown and what is hidden. And your intuition is now sharp enough to detect that difference. You may begin to notice pauses in conversations, inconsistencies in stories, or a sense that something is being held back. Do not dismiss these moments. They are pieces of a larger picture forming right before you. And yet, the truth is not only about what is being hidden from you. It is also about what is being revealed within you. Your discernment is rising. Your awareness is expanding. You are stepping into a level of clarity that cannot be undone. Once you see, you will not be able to unsee. And that is not a curse, it is your liberation. Archangel Michael stands with his sword of truth, not to harm, but to cut through illusion. He is clearing away confusion so you can stand firmly in what is real. And even though part of you may feel uncertain about what is coming, another part of you feels ready. It all grounded away. The hours before midnight are not meant to frighten you. They are meant to prepare you. Because something will shift, whether through a conversation, a realization, or a sudden clarity that comes without warning. And when it does, you will recognize it instantly. Not because someone told you, but because your spirit already knew. This is your confirmation. If this message is stirring something deep within you, do not ignore it. This is your moment of alignment with truth. Type ISE clearly in the comments if you feel this awakening within your spirit. Blessing code 528 has just been activated over your life. And as this truth begins to unfold, understand that you are not just a witness, you are part of a greater movement of light. There are others who are still in darkness, still unaware, still searching for clarity. When you choose to support this message, you become a vessel through which truth continues to flow. I feel called to help this message reach those who are still waiting. If that is stirring in your heart right now, this is your moment to act. The word says, "Give, and it shall be given unto you, pressed down, shaken together, and running over." This is not just a verse, it is a living promise being spoken over you now. Your support through Super Thanks or PayPal is not just a contribution. It is a seed planted into fertile ground, a spark that ignites light in places where darkness once ruled. The PayPal link is in every video description, and even in QR code form, ready for those who are moved to act. Do not hesitate when your spirit is prompting you. As you give, may your life overflow with clarity, protection, and divine favor. May every seed you sow return multiplied in ways you cannot yet imagine. Step into this moment. Act with faith. And let your obedience open doors that no one can shut. There is something you must understand now, something that may shift the way you see this entire situation. The person connected to this hidden truth is not necessarily your enemy. This is not a story of simple betrayal or clear division between good and bad. What stands before you is far more complex. It is a mixture of fear, avoidance, and inner conflict that has led someone close to you to hide something important. Archangel Michael wants you to see beyond the surface. Because if you only look with emotion, you may misunderstand what is truly happening. This person hath been carrying something they did not know how to reveal. It may have started as something small, something they believed they could handle alone. But over time, it grew heavier, more complicated, and more difficult to bring into the light. And instead of facing it directly, they chose silence. That silence is what your spirit has been reacting to. You may have sensed a distance that could not be explained, moments where their presence felt slightly withdrawn, even when they were physically near, a hesitation in their voice, a shift in their eyes. These are not random changes. These are signs of someone holding something inside, unsure of how it will be received if revealed. But here is where your strength must remain steady. Not every hidden truth is meant to destroy trust. Sometimes, it is meant to expose where truth has been delayed, not denied. There is a difference, and that difference matters deeply in how you respond. Archangel Michael stands beside you now, guiding your perception so you do not fall into judgment too quickly. Because the moment truth begins to surface, the human instinct is to react, question, confront, or even withdraw. But you are being called to something higher. You are being called to understand before you decide. This is not weakness. This is wisdom. There is a spiritual blindness that can come over people when they feel overwhelmed. They convince themselves that hiding something is easier than facing the consequences of revealing it. They delay the truth, not realizing that delay only increases the weight of what they carry. And in doing so, they unintentionally create distance, confusion, and imbalance in their relationships. That imbalance is what you have been feeling. But now, the energy is shifting. The weight they have been carrying is becoming too much to hold. The pressure is building, and it is reaching a point where something must change. This is why you were chosen to receive this message before midnight. Because you are being prepared not just to witness the truth, but to handle it with clarity and strength when it arrives. You are not being placed in this moment to break. You are being placed here to stand firm in truth without losing your peace. Observe carefully in the coming hours. Notice how this person behaves when certain topics arise. Pay attention to what is avoided, what is deflected, and what feels incomplete. You may not receive full answers immediately, but you will begin to see enough to understand what direction the truth is pointing. And as you begin to see, remember this: you do not need to force anything. Truth has its own power. It reveals itself in its own time, and when it does not require struggle to be recognized. It becomes clear, undeniable, and impossible to ignore. Archangel Michael is placing a calm over your spirit so you do not react from hurt or confusion. Instead, you will respond from awareness, from strength, from a place that is not shaken by what you discover. Because you are not just learning about someone else in this moment, you are discovering your own ability to stand in truth without fear. And that is where your true power lies. As the night continues to unfold, the distance between what is hidden and what is revealed will grow smaller. You may feel it. A shift in the air. A sense that something is about to surface. Do not resist it. Do not rush it. Simply remain present. Because what is coming is not here to harm you. It is here to bring everything into alignment, whether that feels comfortable at first or not. And when that alignment begins, you will understand why this had to happen exactly the way it is happening now. There is a deeper layer unfolding now, something that goes beyond a single person or a hidden truth. What you are standing in is a spiritual moment where illusion and truth are no longer able to coexist in the same space. One must rise, and the other must fall. And tonight, truth is rising. Archangel Michael is not only revealing what has been hidden, he is actively clearing the energy around you so that deception, confusion, and emotional distortion lose their grip. This is what is known as a spiritual battle, but not in the way many imagine. There are no loud clashes or visible signs. Instead, it happens quietly, within thoughts, emotions, and intentions. It is the battle between what is real and what hath been disguised. You may begin to notice how certain patterns in your life are suddenly becoming more obvious. Things that once felt normal now feel questionable. Situations that you accepted without hesitation now seem unclear. This is not because something new has appeared. It is because your awareness has expanded. You are seeing what was always there, but from a higher level of understanding. The sword of Archangel Michael is a symbol you must hold on to in this moment. It is not a weapon of harm, but a tool of separation. It cuts away illusion from truth. It divides clarity from confusion. And right now, that sword is moving through your life, gently but firmly removing anything that does not align with honesty and light. This may feel uncomfortable at times. When illusions fall away, they can leave behind a sense of emptiness or uncertainty. You may question what you believed, what you trusted, and even what you felt. But this is part of the process. Before something true can fully stand, everything false must be cleared. And you are being guided through this with protection. There may be moments tonight where your emotions rise unexpectedly. A sudden wave of realization. A quiet moment that feels heavier than usual. Or even a simple interaction that carries more meaning than before. Do not push these feelings away. They are not here to overwhelm you. They are here to guide you deeper into truth. At the same time, be aware of emotional manipulation. When truth begins to surface, those who are not ready to face it may react in ways that create confusion. They may avoid direct answers, change the subject, or even project emotions outward to distract from what is really happening. This is not something to fear, it is something to recognize. Discernment is your strength now. Archangel Michael is strengthening your ability to sense what is genuine and what is not. You do not need proof in the traditional sense. Your spirit will confirm what your eyes may not fully see yet. Trust that inner confirmation. It is far more accurate than any explanation you may receive. You are also being reminded to protect your own energy. Not by withdrawing completely, but by staying grounded in your awareness. Do not allow yourself to be pulled into confusion or emotional turbulence. Stand firm in what you feel is true, even if others are not yet ready to acknowledge it. This is a moment where your inner stability matters more than external answers. The truth that is unfolding is not here to create chaos in your life. It is here to remove it. Even if the process feels uncertain, the outcome is alignment. What is real will remain. What is not will begin to fade, naturally and without force. And through all of this, Archangel Michael remains present, steady, and unwavering. His guidance is not loud, but it is constant. You may feel it as a sense of calm in the middle of uncertainty. A quiet strength that keeps you from reacting impulsively, and knowing that you are being led, even when you cannot yet see the full picture. Hold on to that, because as the night continues, the separation between truth and illusion will become even clearer. What once felt hidden will begin to stand out. What once felt confusing will begin to make sense. And when that clarity fully arrives, you will realize that this was never about fear. It was about awakening. Now the hours are moving more deliberately, and what once felt distant is beginning to feel close, closer than you expected. This is the phase where awareness sharpens, where small details begin to carry weight, and where the truth starts to press more firmly against the surface of your reality. You may not see everything yet, but you will begin to notice enough to understand that something is undeniably shifting. Archangel Michael is guiding your attention now, not in loud or obvious ways, but through subtle impressions that nudge you to observe more carefully. This is where your role becomes active. Not through confrontation, not through questioning, but through presence. Being fully aware of what is happening around you without forcing anything to reveal itself before it's time. There are specific signs to watch for before midnight, and they will not appear as dramatic events. They will be quiet, almost easy to overlook if you are not paying attention. A pause in conversation where there should be none. A response that feels rehearsed rather than natural. A moment where eye contact is avoided when truth is near. These are not coincidences. These are openings, small cracks where the hidden truth begins to show itself. You may also notice a shift in energy when you are near this person. It may feel slightly tense, or unusually calm in a way that feels unnatural. Sometimes, when something is being hidden, the energy around it tries too hard to appear normal, and that effort itself becomes noticeable to a spirit that is awake, like yours. Do not underestimate your ability to feel these things. Your sensitivity in this moment is not weakness, it is heightened perception. Archangel Michael is amplifying this awareness so you can navigate what is unfolding without being misled. There is also something important about silence during this time. Pay attention not only to what is said, but to what is not said. Sometimes the absence of words speaks louder than any explanation. Topics that are avoided, questions that are redirected, moments where the conversation shifts too quickly. These are all signals pointing toward something that has not yet been fully brought into the light. And yet, you are not being asked to chase these signs. You are being asked to notice them. There is a difference. Chasing creates pressure. Noticing creates clarity. And clarity is what you need most right now. As the evening deepens, you may feel a growing sense that something is about to happen. Not necessarily a dramatic reveal, but a moment where things begin to connect. Where pieces that once seemed separate start to form a pattern. This is the unfolding of truth, not always loud, but always precise. Archangel Michael is also reminding you to remain calm in your body. Take slow breaths. Keep your thoughts steady. Do not allow your mind to race ahead of what is actually happening. When you stay grounded, you become more receptive to what is real. When you become anxious, it becomes easier to misinterpret what you are sensing. There is no need to rush toward conclusions. What is hidden is already moving toward revelation. It does not need to be forced. It only needs space to emerge. You may also experience moments where your intuition becomes very clear, almost like a sudden knowing that appears without explanation. These moments are important. Do not dismiss them simply because they arrive without logical proof. This is how truth often enters, quietly, directly, and without confusion. At the same time, be aware that not everything will be revealed in words. Sometimes truth comes through realization rather than confession, through understanding rather than explanation. And when it does, you will feel it deeply. There will be no doubt. No second guessing. Just clarity. This is why you were prepared in advance. Because as midnight approaches, the space between what you feel and what you know will continue to shrink. And when that space disappears completely, you will stand in a place of full awareness, calm, grounded, and unshaken. Archangel Michael is holding that space for you now, ensuring that whatever unfolds does not overwhelm you, but instead strengthens your ability to see clearly. Stay present. Stay aware. Because the moment you have been prepared for is drawing closer. Something is beginning to rise now, and you can feel it, not with your eyes, but within your spirit. It is subtle, yet undeniable. The air around you may feel different, as if something unseen has shifted into place. This is the moment where hidden energy starts to move, where what has been kept beneath the surface begins to seek release. Archangel Michael is guiding you through this phase with a steady hand, reminding you that what you are sensing is not confusion, it is clarity forming. Even if you cannot fully explain it yet, there is a knowing growing inside you, a quiet certainty that something is about to come into alignment. You may find that your emotions are becoming more sensitive now, not chaotic but heightened. You may feel moments of stillness that seem deeper than usual, or brief waves of realization that pass through you without warning. These are not random. These are signals that your inner awareness is connecting with what is unfolding externally. There is also a release happening, both within you and around you. The weight of what had been hidden is becoming too heavy to sustain. The energy that once kept it concealed is weakening, and as it does, small pieces of truth begin to slip through. Not all at once, but in fragments, just enough for you to begin understanding. You might notice how certain things are starting to make sense in a way they did not before. Past conversations may replay in your mind, but now you hear them differently. Moments that once felt unclear are beginning to reveal their meaning. This is not your imagination. This is your perception expanding to match the truth. Archangel Michael is helping you connect these pieces, not by overwhelming you with everything at once, but by allowing clarity to come step by step. This is important, because when truth is revealed gradually, it gives you the strength to absorb it without losing your balance. And balance is what you are being called to maintain. There may be a part of you that wants to rush forward, to seek answers, to confirm what you are beginning to sense. But pause. This is not the time for action. This is the time for understanding. The more you remain still within yourself, the more clearly everything will come together. You are also being reminded that you are protected in this moment. Whatever is being revealed is not here to harm you. It is here to align you. Even if the truth carries emotional weight, it also carries freedom. Because once you see clearly, you are no longer standing in uncertainty. The person connected to this hidden truth may also begin to show signs of internal pressure. You might notice a shift in their behavior, restlessness, distraction, or even an unusual attempt to maintain normalcy. This is not something to confront. It is something to observe, because their actions are beginning to reflect what they can no longer fully hide. And as this continues, there will come a point where everything clicks into place. It may not be dramatic. It may not be spoken out loud, but it will be clear. A moment where you no longer question what you feel. A moment where the truth becomes solid within you, beyond doubt or confusion. That moment is closer than you think. Archangel Michael is standing as a guardian of that moment, ensuring that when it arrives, you are not overwhelmed, but strengthened. You are not shaken, but steadied. Because this is not just about discovering something hidden. This is about stepping into a new level of awareness, where you trust yourself completely. And once you reach that point, everything changes. You will no longer need external confirmation. You will no longer second-guess your intuition. You will stand in a quiet confidence, knowing that what you see is real, and what you feel is true. This is the transformation that has been building within you. And as the final hours before midnight approach, the last pieces of this hidden truth are preparing to surface, not to disturb you, but to complete what has already begun. Stay grounded in your awareness. Stay connected to that inner knowing, because the clarity you have been waiting for is almost here. Now you are standing at the threshold, the moment where everything that has been building begins to settle into understanding. This is not the kind of moment that announces itself loudly. It does not arrive with chaos or confusion. Instead, it comes with a quiet certainty, a deep inner recognition that something has shifted, and you can no longer see things the way you once did. This is the moment of realization. Archangel Michael is present with you now more than ever, holding a space of clarity around your spirit. What once felt uncertain is becoming defined. What once felt hidden is now visible, not necessarily through direct words, but through a knowing so strong it leaves no room for doubt. You may find that everything suddenly connects. The small signs, the subtle feelings, the moments you questioned, all of them now form a complete picture. It may not even require a confession. It may not require proof in the way you once thought it would. Because the truth, when fully revealed, carries its own confirmation. And you feel it. There is a shift in your chest, a stillness in your mind, a clarity that settles deeply within you. This is not confusion. This is alignment. This is your spirit recognizing truth without needing to search any further. The person connected to this hidden truth may still not fully reveal everything outwardly. They may hesitate. They may remain partially silent. But their energy will no longer match the version of reality that once existed. And that difference will be enough for you to understand. This is where your power becomes clear. You are no longer waiting. You are no longer questioning. You are seeing. And with that sight comes a choice, not one driven by emotion, but one guided by awareness. You are not being asked to react in this moment. You are being asked to stand in what you now know, to hold your peace, to remain grounded in your clarity without needing to prove it to anyone. Because truth does not require validation. It simply exists. Archangel Michael is reminding you that this realization is not here to break your heart, but to free your spirit. Even if there is a part of you that feels the weight of what you now understand, there is also a deeper part of you that feels released. Released from confusion. Released from doubt. Released from the quiet tension that once lived within you. This is what awakening feels like. It is not always comfortable, but it is always liberating. Take a moment to breathe this in, to acknowledge the strength it took for you to arrive here. Not everyone is willing to see the truth when it stands before them. Not everyone has the courage to accept what their spirit reveals. But you did not turn away. You stayed present. You listened. And now, you stand in clarity. That is your power. And as this realization settles fully within you, something else begins to activate, a deeper sense of trust in yourself. You begin to understand that your intuition was never misleading you. It was guiding you all along, step by step, until you were ready to see completely. This is the beginning of a new way of being. You will no longer ignore what you feel. You will no longer silence your inner knowing. You will move forward with a quiet confidence, rooted in truth, protected by clarity, and guided by a higher awareness. If this moment has touched your spirit, if you feel that clarity rising within you right now, type "I trust what I see" in the comments. Blessing code 911 has just been activated over your path. And as you stand in this awakened state, understand that this message did not reach you by accident. There are others who are still searching, still confused, still waiting for their moment of clarity. And through your support, this light continues to reach them. I feel called to help this truth reach someone who needs it. If that is your inner voice right now, do not ignore it. The word declares, "Those who sow in tears shall reap in joy," and this is a living invitation being placed before you. Your offering through Super Thanks or PayPal becomes more than a gift. It becomes a river of light flowing into lives that are still in darkness. The PayPal link is waiting in every description, and the QR code stands ready for those who feel this call deeply. As you give, may your path be multiplied with favor, your clarity deepened, and your protection strengthened. Step into this moment with faith, act with purpose, and allow your obedience to become a blessing that echoes far beyond what you can see. Now that clarity has settled within you, a new question begins to rise, not about what is true, but about what you will do with what you now know. This is where your strength is tested in a different way, not through discovery, but through response. Archangel Michael is guiding you carefully here, because this moment is delicate. When truth is revealed, the natural human reaction is to act immediately, to question, to confront, to demand answers. But you are being called to something higher than reaction. You are being called to respond with wisdom. There is a difference between reacting and responding. Reaction is driven by emotion. It is immediate, intense, and often clouded by the initial impact of what you feel. Response, on the other hand, is rooted in awareness. It is steady, intentional, and guided by clarity rather than impulse. Right now, you are standing in a place where you have the power to choose which path you take. Archangel Michael is placing a calm over your spirit, encouraging you to pause before taking any outward action. This pause is not weakness. It is alignment. It allows you to fully understand the truth without being pulled into emotional turbulence. You may feel a desire to speak, to bring everything into the open, to address what you now see so clearly. But listen closely. Timing matters. Just as you were guided to receive this message at the right moment, you will also be guided to act at the right moment. There is no need to rush ahead of that guidance. Sometimes, the most powerful action is restraint. This does not mean ignoring the truth. It does not mean pretending nothing has changed. It means holding your awareness with strength, while allowing the situation to reveal itself further. Because even now, there may still be pieces that have not fully surfaced. And when they do, your understanding will become even more complete. The person connected to this hidden truth may begin to sense that something has shifted within you. They may feel your awareness even if you say nothing. This can create subtle changes in their behavior. They may become more cautious, more attentive, or even slightly uneasy. This is not something to fear. It is a natural response to the presence of truth. Again, you are not being asked to confront. You are being asked to observe. Your silence, in this moment, is not emptiness. It is presence. It is strength. It is the space where clarity continues to deepen without interference. And within that space, something important is happening. You are gaining control over your response rather than being controlled by your emotions. This is a form of spiritual maturity. Archangel Michael stands beside you as a guide, reminding you that your peace is your power. Do not give it away in a moment of impulse. Do not allow the actions of another to pull you out of the clarity you have just gained. Stay rooted. Stay steady. There may come a time soon when words will need to be spoken, when questions will need to be asked, when truth will need to be addressed directly. But the time will be clear when it arrives. You will not have to guess. You will not feel uncertain. You will know. Until then, your role is to remain aligned with what you now understand. There is also something important about how you view this situation moving forward. This is not just about what was hidden. It is about what is now possible. With truth revealed, you are no longer navigating in uncertainty. You are standing on solid ground. And from that place, you can make decisions that are clear, intentional, and aligned with your highest good. This is where your power truly begins, not in the moment of discovery, but in what you choose to do after. Archangel Michael is reminding you that you are not alone in this process. His presence continues to surround you, offering protection, clarity, and guidance with every step. Even in silence, even in stillness, you are being led. Trust that, because as you move forward from this moment, you are no longer the same person who questioned and wondered. You are someone who sees, someone who understands, someone who stands in truth without fear. And that changes everything. There is a deeper purpose behind everything that has unfolded, and now you are ready to understand it. This was never just about discovering that something was hidden. It was about positioning you for growth, protection, and redirection. What has been revealed to you carries meaning far beyond the surface, and Archangel Michael wants you to see the bigger picture with clarity. Sometimes, truth is not revealed simply to expose another person. Sometimes, it is revealed to protect your path. There may have been a direction you were moving toward, a level of trust you were building, or a decision you were preparing to make, without full awareness of what was underneath. If this truth had remained hidden, it could have led you into confusion, disappointment, or even deeper entanglement. But now, that path has been interrupted, not to harm you, but to guide you. Archangel Michael acts as a divine protector, not only shielding you from visible harm, but also from unseen misalignment. When something does not serve your highest good, it cannot remain hidden forever, not when you are aligned with truth. And that is exactly why this revelation came before midnight, before things could move further in a direction that was not fully clear. You are being redirected. This may not feel obvious at first, because part of you may still be processing what you have realized. But as the hours pass, you will begin to see how this truth changes your perspective. Decisions that once felt easy may now require deeper thought. Situations that once felt certain may now feel open to reconsideration. This is not confusion. It is recalibration. And recalibration is necessary for growth. You are stepping into a higher level of awareness where you no longer move blindly through situations. You move with understanding. You move with discernment. You move with intention. And this shift is not small. It is transformative. Archangel Michael is guiding you to see that this moment is a form of spiritual elevation. You have been trusted with truth because you are ready to carry it. Not everyone reaches this level of awareness, because not everyone is willing to face what is real. What you did, you stayed present. You listened. And now, you are being lifted into a clearer, stronger version of yourself. This is your elevation. There is also something important about the timing of this revelation. It did not come too early, when you were unprepared. And it did not come too late, when it could have caused deeper consequences. It came exactly when it needed to, when you were strong enough to understand it and stable enough to respond to it. That precision is not accidental. It is divine. You may begin to see how certain events in your life were quietly leading up to this moment. Conversations, experiences, even challenges, all of them played a role in shaping your awareness. They were preparing you, strengthening your intuition, and building your ability to recognize truth when it finally stood before you. Nothing was wasted. Even the moments of doubt you experienced had a purpose. They pushed you to question, to reflect, and to seek deeper understanding. And now, those same moments have brought you to a place where you can see clearly without needing constant reassurance. This is where your confidence begins to grow. Not a loud or forceful confidence, but a quiet, steady knowing. A sense that you are aligned with what is real, and that you can trust yourself moving forward. This is the kind of confidence that does not depend on others, it comes from within. Archangel Michael is encouraging you to hold on to this state of awareness. Do not shrink back into old patterns of doubt or uncertainty. Do not ignore what you now know. This clarity is a gift, and it is meant to guide your next steps. Because from this point forward, your path is different. You will begin to make choices that reflect your new understanding. You will approach situations with greater wisdom. You will recognize signs more quickly. And most importantly, you will no longer settle for anything that does not align with truth. This is the redirection that has taken place. And as you continue forward, you will begin to see how this moment was not an ending, but a beginning. A turning point that shifted your path towards something more aligned, more stable, and more truthful. Archangel Michael remains with you, not only as a protector, but as a guide for what comes next. His presence ensures that you are not walking blindly into the future. You are walking with clarity, strength, and purpose. And that is exactly where you are meant to be. Now you are entering a quieter space, one where the intensity of revelation begins to soften and transform into understanding. The truth has surfaced, your awareness has expanded, and what once felt uncertain has now become clear. But this is not the end of the journey. It is the moment where healing begins. Archangel Michael is gently guiding your spirit into a place of peace, reminding you that clarity was never meant to leave you in fear. It was meant to free you. And now that you see what is real, you are no longer bound by confusion or doubt. You are standing in a place where you can begin to release what no longer serves you. There may still be emotions within you that need time to settle. That is natural. When something hidden comes into the light, it can stir feelings that were not fully present before. You may feel moments of sadness, moments of reflection, or even a quiet sense of distance from what once felt familiar. Do not resist these feelings. They are part of your process, not a sign of weakness. Allow yourself to feel, but do not allow yourself to be consumed. Archangel Michael is placing a calm strength within your heart so that even as you process these emotions, you remain steady. You are not being pulled backward. You are moving forward, even if the movement feels slow. Healing does not rush. It unfolds gently, in its own time, just as truth did. There is also a deeper layer of release happening now, not just from the situation itself, but from the patterns it may have created within you. Patterns of doubt, overthinking, or second-guessing your intuition. These patterns are no longer needed because you have proven to yourself that you can see clearly. This is where you begin to let go. Let go of the need to question what you already understand. Let go of the need to revisit the same thoughts over and over. Let go of the emotional weight that is no longer yours to carry. What had been revealed has served its purpose, and now you are free to move beyond it. Archangel Michael is also strengthening your connection to divine guidance. This is not just about one moment of clarity. It is about building a lasting relationship with truth. From this point forward, you will begin to sense guidance more easily. You will recognize when something feels aligned and when it does not. And you will trust those feelings without hesitation. This is the beginning of a new chapter. A chapter where you are no longer searching for answers outside of yourself. A chapter where your inner knowing becomes your foundation. A chapter where you walk with confidence, not because everything is perfect, but because you are aligned with what is real. There is also peace waiting for you here. Not the kind of peace that comes from everything going exactly as expected, but a deeper peace that comes from understanding, from acceptance, from knowing that even what felt uncertain had a purpose in your growth. Take a moment now to breathe deeply and recognize how far you have come. You were guided into this moment, prepared for it, and supported through it. You did not face this alone, and you are not moving forward alone. Archangel Michael remains by your side, not just as a protector of truth, but as a guardian of your peace. His presence will continue to guide you, especially in moments when you feel uncertain again. And when those moments come, you will remember this feeling, this clarity, this strength, this calm. Hold on to that, because as you step forward from here, you are no longer carrying confusion. You are carrying understanding. You are carrying wisdom. You are carrying a deeper connection to your own spirit. And that is something nothing can take away from you. This is your preparation for what comes next. Not another revelation, but a life lived with clearer vision, stronger boundaries, and a heart that knows how to remain steady even when things around it shift. You are ready. And as this chapter gently closes, a new one begins, one filled with peace, clarity, and the quiet confidence of someone who has seen the truth and chosen to rise above it. Beloved soul, the night has now reached its quietest point, and with it comes a gentle stillness that wraps around you like a calm embrace. What once felt urgent, intense, and uncertain and now softened into understanding. You have walked through the tension of not knowing, the weight of realization, and the clarity of truth, and now you stand in peace. Archangel Michael is near you in this moment, not with urgency anymore, but with reassurance. His presence is steady, calming your spirit and reminding you that everything that has unfolded was never meant to harm you. It was meant to align you. What has been revealed before midnight was not a disruption. It was a divine correction, a quiet act of protection that placed you back on the path that truly belongs to you. Take a deep breath and feel the difference within yourself. The confusion that once lingered has faded. The questions that once circled your mind have settled. And in their place, there is a quiet knowing. This is what truth does. It does not leave chaos behind. It brings clarity, even if the journey toward it felt uncertain. You are safe. You are protected. And most importantly, you are guided. There is no need to carry fear into what comes next. The truth has already done its work. It has opened your eyes, strengthened your spirit, and reminded you of your inner power. Now, you are free to move forward without the weight of uncertainty holding you back. Archangel Michael is placing a shield of peace around your heart, allowing you to rest in the understanding that nothing hidden can remain hidden forever, not when you are walking in alignment with truth. From this moment on, you will begin to notice how your life feels lighter. Decisions will become clearer. Your intuition will speak louder, and your trust in yourself will grow stronger with each passing day. This is your new beginning. It may not look dramatic from the outside, but within you, something has changed permanently. You are no longer the person who wonders if something feels off. You are the person who knows. You are no longer searching for confirmation. You are standing in it. And that quiet confidence will guide you into everything that comes next. If there is anything left in your heart that feels unsettled, release it now. You do not need to hold on to what has already been revealed. Let it go gently. Let it drift away like a passing cloud. You have already received what you needed. Tonight was never about fear. It was about awakening. And you answered that call. If your spirit feels at peace right now, if you feel that calm clarity settling within you, type "I walk in truth" in the comments. Lesson code 1444 is now activated over your life. And as this message comes to its close, understand that what you experienced here is not just for you alone. There are countless others who are still in the place you once were, uncertain, searching, waiting for their moment of clarity. Through your support, this light continues to reach them, guiding them out of darkness and into truth. I choose to be a vessel that helps others see what I have seen. If this is stirring within your heart, this is your sacred moment to act. The Lord declares, "Those who bring light to others will themselves shine brightly," and this is a living promise being released over you now. Your offering through Super Thanks or PayPal becomes more than a gift. It becomes a seed of light planted into souls that are still waiting for awakening. The PayPal link rests in every video description, and the QR code stands ready in each video for those who feel this divine prompting. Do not delay when your spirit is calling you to move. As you give, may blessings flow into your life like a river that never runs dry. May your home be filled with peace, your path with clarity, and your heart with unshakable strength. Step forward in faith. Act with purpose, and let your obedience unlock doors of favor, protection, and divine alignment that no one can close.